Good afternoon. This is Don Colgan, and today I am celebrating my retirement. And I'm also celebrating the beginning of a new career in sharing my vast knowledge of boxing and boxing history with all of my friends and all of those who love and cherish the sweet science. What I'm going to do every day is tell a short story uh, about boxing. Could be about a fighter, it could be about a certain circumstance, any weight division. And the story I'm going to tell today is Joe Louis versus Billy Conn. Now, Louis knocked out Conn in the 13th round of their first fight after having been outboxed for most of the first 12 rounds and trailing on all three cards. Well, actually, trailing on two cards, and one card had the fight 6 rounds to 6. Louis came very close to losing the title, but Conn elected to try and punch at Louis and knock him out. He didn't want to win the title on points. He wanted to score a knockout, and he paid the price as the Brown Bomber scored a 13th round knockout over Conn. Now, the return match did not occur for 5 years because of the onset of World War II. But the two of them were in an airplane over Europe, and the plane began to experience some difficulties, and they had to circle for a fair amount of time before landing. And while they were circling, Conn said Joe, who Louis was a very deadpanned individual, said very few words and often with very great meaning. Billy said, "Joe, you've got to give me another shot at the title." And then Joe Louis turned around and said, "Billy, you had the title for 12 rounds and you didn't know what to do with it." Well, that long-awaited Conn-Louis rematch took place 5 years later in June 1946, and Conn was no longer the quick-moving boxer, puncher that he was in 1941. He had slowed down. Louis had slowed down too. He was not the Brown Bomber in his prime. But this fight was not very competitive, and Louis knocked out Conn in the 8th round. But still a great story between two boxers who participated in, at least in the first fight, one of the most electrifying heavyweight title fights in boxing history.